Somehow it got hot again. This is Tell It to Someone. First question, of course, is from Blender Conch. If you were a kitchen utensil, which one would you be and why? You want me to say colander, don't you, you sicko? It's a colander. Don't ask me why. Just accept it. Oh. Jonathan Sten, 5537, asks, how long would it take to cross Australia by cat? Like a cat large enough to ride, but runs at the same speed as a house cat. Yeah, right. Right. Okay, now, I'm in Australia right now. Now, look over there. It's like all trees. Over there too. And there's one over there. If I went, right, got a cat saddled up like He-Man does, and I'm sitting, riding on the cat, you know what will happen. The cat will see that tree and will go straight up it. And yes, that's a good place for a cat to be, but not while somebody is riding on top of the cat. Because, you know, because I'd hit myself in the face with multiple branches, and you absolutely do want that. You want me to get hit in the face by multiple branches by because I rode a gigantic tame cat, like, you know, maybe the size of a lion or something. Because you're cruel, aren't you? You are cruel. I mean, the cat's fine. The cat's absolutely fine. Won't eat my face at all. Apparently. I haven't tried. I haven't tried riding a cat. Okay, are you satisfied? I haven't tried riding a cat because of very specific reasons. Which I won't go into here. It has to do with colanders. That's all I'm saying. Right. Henry Wasawas asks, what happens if you eat letterbox hair? A good time is had by all, apparently. I mean, you know, you just... I mean, it's like parsley. You just push it to one side and keep munching. But, you know... I mean, if I've seen the YouTube videos right, they're not on YouTube. They're on specific other websites. Next question. Endocron. Is space really the final frontier? Yes. Yes. Now, if you've read any of those frontier novels or played those frontier games, what normally happens is you load up your vehicle of whatever type it is, like, you know, whether it's a truck or an ox cart or whatever, and you go out and you didn't pack enough of one thing and then you die of dysentery. Over and over again. Because that's what happens, apparently. Because you didn't prepare properly. Now, let's consider the fact that space, the final frontier, is now being run by Elon Musk. This is a man who keeps on getting stuff wrong, but keeps on making money from it. It might be the final frontier, but it will be very final for most of the people who go there. And it won't be Elon Musk, because it's just a place to spend a few days vacation and stuff. No, the people who will be working there will be having a really bad time because it's really cramped and there's zero gravity, which is fun for a while, but not really fun for the rest of your life. Even if the rest of your life is like 5 days before you burn up on re-entry, it's still not all that pleasant for a long time. For a short time, it's fun. It's like, whee! No. It's not fun. It's smelly. It's dangerous. And everything will kill you unless you make very tiny adjustments to the very intricate equipment that keeps you like alive. And well, don't ask me, ask Lance Bass. He's done the training. It cost him $1 million to do the training, and he didn't even get up to space, even though he's Lance Bass, and was in that boy band. I heard that podcast. Anyway, yes, it's the final frontier. There's no other frontiers left. And it's going to be unpleasant for everybody involved unless you're not actually going up there, and if you don't own the company that does it. And even then, the company would have to actually be profitable. But it's now just reduced to the ego trip of a really, really egotistic person who's doing a lot of ketamine. I don't know how do you take ketamine. I don't know whether you... I don't know. And I can't tell you if I did because, I get demonetized. Endochroma asks, no. Doug Wishelsram asks the last question for the day. Is it true, does custard powder really make it louder? Well, it can make it more spectacular. I mean, I've seen this on the actual YouTube, not the the other website I didn't name earlier. And what happens is that if you look, custard powder is normally perfectly safe, no problem there, unless you put it in a bag that's got custard powder in there and shake up that bag a lot, and you've got one of those tins that you can use a screwdriver to open, like a paint tin or something, and then you have a hole cut in the paint tin and another hole cut in the paint tin, and you take a small thing of a matchstick with fire on it, like a lit match, and then you put it in there and the whole thing goes BAM! And that will make it louder. It's called a silo explosion. And if you do it in a really big custard powder silo, then it will explode, really, well, not that badly. It'll explode well, but it won't wipe out a third of the city. You need coal dust or something to do that, but it will cause significant damage to the silo itself and the surrounding area. So it will make it louder, but only if used in very specific ways. No, I think that's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask a question, then the question asking place is, where I normally leave the question asking place. I don't know whether, sometimes it used to be over there, or whatever. But now it's back where it belongs, below the actual video, depending on the player you're using. It'll be under that's where, anyway, that's where it would be. The dovetail question, of course, is over there, where I'm blankly staring at. Well, I'm staring at leaves, but I'll put a dovetail question over there when I am editing, whether it's today or tomorrow evening or whatever. But I'll put it there. I promise I'll put it there eventually. I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a cool sign-off.